This is The Launch, episode 43 for November 25th, 2025. Streaming from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, we greet you all a good morning, a good evening, or whenever your timeline may fall. Time-appropriate greetings, indeed, to one and all. This is The Launch, and my name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Hello, Angela. Well, before we get going, we got a few things we'd like everyone to know about. You can always call us live or after the fact. The phone number is 774-462-5667. That's 774-462-5667. You can make it a live vibe on Tuesdays, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and 7:30 p.m. UTC at jblive.tv or in your podcasting 2.0 app of choice. The show comes out Wednesday mornings. Love it if you tune in live or listen after the fact. Of course, that mumble room's going for you. And links to what we talk about today and more will be at weeklylaunch.rocks. Well, it's just about that time. We're starting to get things ready as we speak. And there was a definite, I don't think my mom would want to call it a tradition, but there was a tradition, a routine that before family events, especially when everybody was coming over to the house, we would clean up. And that would be a lot of chores for me as a kid. I remember that. That's every family event equaled a lot of chores.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of course, it's not so bad because it's just us coming over to your place for the most part.
Right.
But what are you doing over at your place to prepare for the big turkey day?
Well, I came up with a almost segment title for this, right? So my catching up with Ange is something usually random that's going on in my life. So R&R, random and relatable.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
So yeah, I have too much furniture in my great room and I have to rearrange it so I can put up the Christmas tree, right? I wanted to put up the Christmas tree.
Big problems. Got to get that
November
tree
1st.
up.
Yeah. No, seriously. It's such a whatever you like, the ambiance of the tree.
Good
Come
light.
on.
It is good light.
It is. And anyway, so I have just been staring at my great room trying to figure out how to move things around. And then I started working on it. And then I was like, I should really clean this carpet. I should really shampoo this carpet. Like, why not?
Right. If you're going to move stuff.
Yeah. And then it brought me back to when, I don't know how, okay, I was 15 or 16. I can't remember. And I was coming over to meet your parents for the first time.
Whoa. Okay. Wow. Would that be at my dad's house then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Your dad and stepmom. Do you not remember what she'd do anytime she had people over?
No, what?
She would clean the carpets.
Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
because
yeah,
they
that's what I
had
was saying.
dogs,
Yeah.
It did not make it smell
Well,
better.
what the problem was is that she would do it too close to the event.
Yes.
So there would still be like some dampness.
Yeah.
And then dog smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
I guess in retrospect, she could have gone the other direction too far and like perfumed it.
Sure.
But yeah, she had a dedicated carpet cleaner.
Yeah.
She owned one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have one too because I have animals and
Also to note, a lot more carpet back in those days.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah. But you do have carpet in the living room.
Yes.
And,
And so many stains. Gosh, these kids drop everything at the edges of the couches.
which was the only place really that has carpet in the downstairs, except for your
my office. Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we did that,
and the understair closet.
yeah. But the reason why we did carpet in the living room was for sound, because if you have wood floor and then you're doing surround sound, it bounces all over the place. And so. But yeah, of course.
It's just warmer too.
Yeah,
like
it is.
just like cozier.
Yeah.
So I have been doing it sections at a time. So I started with where the tree was going to go. So if I wanted to get out the tree, I could because that spot is dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But it has to be dry, right?
Yeah,
because you don't want to set metal on wet carpet.
And if you just cover it with like the skirt, it might not dry properly.
And, all the things.
Yeah.
And anyway, but I have this condition that I think I've mentioned at least once or twice, but I will break out in full body hives with exertion. So I can't get very far with moving furniture or shampooing without breaking out in hives. So I have to take a lot of breaks. So anyway, it's annoying, but I'm doing sections at a time. I'm swapping where the couches are, and then I have that egg chair, that like hangs there. I was going to get rid of it, but everybody, well, all the kids really like it, so keeping that. But Anyway, the house is a complete disaster still, and Thanksgiving is the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how it goes.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, the thing that I remember about the like the whole cleaning the house thing too that was awful was that my family would make an entire day out of it. So that's what the entire day was spent doing. So in a way, I mean, I know it's really frustrating, but in a way, taking breaks sounds kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more reasonable of a pace because it was just a marathon when we did it. It was not fun.
Well, there are no kids helping me. I offered for them all to stay home on my birthday last Friday. None of them wanted to stay home and
help out.
No. So, and then the girls are home today, but they're not helping.
Gosh darn kids, kick them out. Kick them out, I say. Well, I want to know. Do you have a prep the house for the holidays routine you have to go through, or a childhood memory like the wet carpet memory? It's a good one. Boost in. It's a great way to support the show. We'll read it when we get back from the holidays next week and see what y'all said. Of course, Fountain.fm makes that real easy. They host all the infrastructure for you. We have the WebZap form linked in our show notes. Those are a couple of real easy ways to send your boost in and tell us how you prepped the house for the holidays or how your family did back in the day. All right, I wasn't going to do it, Ange. I honestly wasn't going to do this. I'm sure you're tired of it. I'm tired of it. The audience is probably tired of it.
I mean, you're keeping it top of mind for everyone.
That's true.
Really.
The universe won't let me go. And this is something that has bothered me since the first poll went up. And I am, for the last time, I hope, this year, going to talk about the flock cameras, because what I have discovered in the last week or two is disturbing. First of all, just as we wrapped up, some YouTubers published research where they got root access to flock devices by just a secret click of the button on the back of the flock devices, in which they could implant fake videos and all kinds of stuff. We'll get to it. Oh,
my gosh.
Real bad. Then I realized, right. Flock's a VC-funded company, and if they're making a bunch of money, there's probably a bunch of other VCs that are dumping a bunch of money into other companies doing stuff like Flock and Flock adjacent. Well, turns out I was right. Mm-hmm. In fact, there's a whole new area of these safety smart devices, including a large focus on bathroom safety.
Oh, gosh.
Bathroom sensors. So we'll get to all of that, but I do want to start with this Flock camera hack, if you want to call it that. Vulnerability, I'm not really qualified to say. In my opinion, it seems like probably a built-in option for support that they just think they thought would be obscure enough to be undiscovered, but that would just be my guess. And this is coverage of what the researchers discovered, and in the show notes, I will link their longer 30-minute-ish video if you're curious. But this is sort of the high-level coverage of it here.
The city of Aurora is celebrating the launch of a fleet of Flock camera drones to...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So remember a couple of weeks ago when we talked about that gal in Denver who got wrongly accused? Not only did Aurora lean in to their Flock contract and the cameras and renewed, but now they've also begun deploying the automated drone system. Yeah, Flock has flying drones that do all this stuff too.
Aurora is celebrating the launch of a fleet of Flock camera drones to layer on top of the Flock license plate tracking cameras, just as researchers say that Flock's surveillance system is incredibly easy to hack. Our Spencer Soysher has that.
Quincy and Parker Road, eastbound.
Aurora police are excited to show off their new real-time information center and their new partnership with Flock for a drone as first responder program. Aurora already has Flock's AI scanning cameras all over town.
I mean, it's extraordinarily easy. Like 12-year-olds could do it.
Cameras that experts say are quite easy to hack.
It would be about 30 seconds.
You took control of the cameras in under 30 seconds.
Correct. Yeah.
John Gaines is a cybersecurity researcher.
Our camera would connect to this, right? But this is like the brain behind it, right?
He bought Flock cameras on eBay and started looking for vulnerabilities in Flock's system before a bad actor could.
The stuff that is running on the devices themselves is also lacking.
He says the security on the devices was so low level, he can plant data on the cameras and was even able to pull footage off of the camera from the factory where it was made.
Now that matters because Flock tells local my understanding, is Flock tells local police and cities and whatnot that they don't retain the footage, that there's an auto-delete process. Now, maybe that's true in the cloud storage, or maybe that's true in the LLM ingestment side, but it doesn't appear to be true on the actual camera storage. Now, maybe it's rollover storage or whatever it might be, but these cameras that he bought still had test images from the factory floor indicating they don't auto-delete.
And was even able to pull footage off of the camera from the factory where it was made.
A hypothetical worst case, I can remote wirelessly connect to this device and plant footage that will result in, let's say, a hit coming up on the hot list and the cops showing up to somebody.
Those issues caught Ben Jordan's attention, a YouTuber and a researcher whose new video featured some of the 51 vulnerabilities that John found.
For the video, I kind of concentrate on the ones that were the most severe.
The most egregious vulnerability, Ben believes, is the no mandate of multi-factor authentication for police. The same thing you have to use to log into your Google account is not required for all police departments to log into Flock.
Where this is a national security risk. Like, this actually needs to be dealt with because I was finding accounts for sale on the dark web.
Ben says he was able to find police Flock.
The problem is, right, is even if, because they do have two-factor as an option, Flock does, but it's not necessarily mandated. And so even if a tiny percentage of your user base opts not to use it, then you just, well, if you have a lot of users, that's still hundreds of accounts that could get compromised.
Flock logins on the dark web.
And apparently you can buy Flock logins on the dark web. So if you know where to go on tour, I guess you can just get logins.
Though he didn't buy them for legal reasons. Flock responded to this research saying 97% of their customers now use multi-factor authentication, and that around this time last year, it started forcing new customers to use it.
Not having multi-factor authentication on a camera that's logging the location of everybody is just unfathomably bad.
Both Aurora and Denver police told me tonight that they require multi-factor authentication for their Flock logins, even though, Kyle, there is no mandate for that with the company.
Oh boy. So
Right.
Yeah. Oh boy, is it. I mean, it's really bad. So yeah, by pressing a button a secret number of times on the device, you gain complete root access, complete control over the device. So what you have to kind of understand is the Flock cameras are computers. They may be your Linux boxes for, I don't know.
Man, that's so rudimentary. You know, I looked up, okay, so if somebody's not wearing a seatbelt and they're putting enough weight on the seats in my car,
Yep.
the seatbelt, first it's a low tone and then it gets really loud. And
Levi
you can't,
sets that off sometimes.
Yeah, you can't turn it off, right? Like you can't, there's no setting for this. And even if I put the car in park, it still won't stop doing the buzz. I have to turn off the car to get it to go off. Anyway, there's apparently, I looked up on YouTube, there's a hack where you just start your car
and
then you buckle it like as much as you can in 30 seconds. And I haven't been the fool to see if that
what happens
actually
if you
works.
just reached over and buckled it?
Well, yeah, no, this would disable it altogether. Like, yeah.
And then you could just leave it.
Yeah. But I mean,
that'd be funny if that was
I'm gonna look like a fool. Like, you should record it because
sitting there slamming it in and out of the mouth.
Yeah, like, did it work yet?
Oh my God. Researchers suggest, PJ in the chat room says they run Android. The researchers suggest that they would have been able to host malware on there. There's an explanation in the video. That they could capture Wi-Fi handshake credentials and perform middleman and honeypot attacks. And that they were able to replace storage footage. And so if you want to look it up on YouTube, it's Flock camera vulnerability worse than you think, or link in the show notes. But I wanted to go back to something that's been developing locally here. So the little county, well, it's not little, but the county where I'm at, where my homestead is at, has been embattled with a tattoo artist who asked to get public access to the Flock records.
Right.
And earlier last week, a Skagit County Superior Court judge ruled that the images from the Flock Safety automated license plate readers in Stanwood and Cedar-Woolley qualify as public records under Washington's Public Records Act. However, Stanwood and Cedar-Woolley are now appealing that decision. The city said the footage should be exempt from Public Records Act according to a section that exempts certain intelligence information that could jeopardize the effectiveness of law enforcement or a person's right to privacy. So there's a couple of key things. It's intelligence information, and it would jeopardize the effectiveness of law enforcement's tools. So if Cedar-Woolley and Stanwood could get that precedent set, that legal precedent, that these commercial VC-backed with potentially, in my opinion, bad flaws, that are privatized spying devices, if they can get them covered as law enforcement intelligence devices that are effective law enforcement tools that need to be protected, then all other kinds of things that are Flock adjacent are obviously also going to fall under these kinds of precedents. And let me tell you, while we've been talking about Flock, the others have been building. So besides other companies that are just doing fixed cameras and drones, Flock's not the only one doing this. There's others. There's a lot of Flock-like companies that are getting lots of funding right now. Big ones are acoustic sensors and multiple types of mobile platforms designed for events and parking lots. But also, there's a plethora of vehicle and phone combo tracking tools to assign a phone to a vehicle and then use a system that aggregates that information to tell you where that phone and the vehicle are all the time. A lot of AI stuff in here, as you can imagine. Some of the projects and the companies are named Eagle Eye and Open ALRP and RecRoar. These are all names you can look up. Get AC. They offer, and all these companies are building on AI platforms to pull in different law enforcement intel sources, again, using that same language. But the one that I thought was fun is what they're calling smart safety pods. And these are for the bathroom. Also good in hallway spaces where maybe you can't have a camera, but you still want to know everything that's going on. You want to know if somebody vapes, if they smoke. You want to know if a certain word is said. You want to know, of course, temperature and humidity. But what they have is a category called noise anomalies. And this is something that the customer can tune up or down. So it could just be a gunshot. That's sort of like the least intrusive, is it'll alert you if it detects a gunshot.
Sure.
But you can actually dial it all the way up to words. And so if they say an offensive word, so you can go all the way and then it automatically triggers you. This one's really great. There is new technologies to help with crowdsourcing, loitering, basic people counting to keep track of how many people are in there. Oh, and also keep track of words like help me and stop. But the one that I thought was interesting is the companies that are building RF and wireless device detection tools. One of them is called Inpexion.
What?
I don't know, Linpexion Aware, which monitors Wi-Fi and Bluetooth beacons to locate and profile devices inside buildings and create an indoor live situal awareness dashboard, which is...
That sounds really cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, my data mined, but
right.
okay.
Yeah. Well, they'll know every time you go to your favorite grocery store, and they'll know your whole route through it perfectly, and they'll have it on a dashboard while you're doing it. And then all of this can be sourced, right? Because these are private companies that not only sell this information to governments, but they're also other businesses. Other corporations can be their customers. So this last Wednesday, our local Everett City Council said that the city needs to seek a court judgment regarding the, quote, disclosability of flock camera images. The city spokesperson said that they declined to comment on the pending litigation. There's no documents that are public yet, but, quote, the disclosability of flock camera images are the key thing to be decided. Stanwood's cameras have been paused since May while the city is working this out. But I thought this observation by a Linwood resident was really good. Quote, when the decision is made to trade the privacy of everyone who sets foot in the city for convenience of the Linwood Police Department, I believe it's a bridge too far.
Yep.
We are not representing our values as a country. And I think, too, you can see there's data from London and China that show us that the more surveillance goes up, the overall, it's a hard thing to measure, but the overall happiness of your society goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And people become more concerned about what they say or whatnot.
Yep.
And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, and I have a ton of links in the notes because it's really fascinating, just as we started talking about this, how the coverage is really turning and the public perception has really begun to turn. But this clever guy on YouTube, I'll put a link to his whole video in the show notes. It's only 4 minutes long. His name is Shadow Anyone. He came up with, it's not an ideal solution for this license plate tracking, but it's a kind of reasonable, semi-pragmatic hack that you could apply today or the next time you're at the DMV to sort of avoid this tracking to the best of your ability.
Your life. My tip for you is when you renew your license plates every year, get a new license plate. Yes, it costs, where I am, about $8 more. I could get just a renewal sticker and put it on my plate and save about $8 that year. But if I buy an entirely new plate with a new license plate number on it, it costs me $8 more. What does this do for you? This means if somebody does know the vehicle you drive and they plug your license plate into that one of these databases, they're only going to get the results and hits that come for that new license plate. They're not going to get all that historic data from last year and a year before. So the difference might mean in this example where you're only scarfed up 9 times a year, and that's a low number anymore. Instead of having just 7, 8, 9 hits for this year, they would have had, using your historic tags, another 9 for last year, being 18 hits, and on and back.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, right? It's not perfect.
I mean,
because they could associate your name.
Yeah, I just think about the fact that, like, I take a picture of my license plate and I have the picture saved on my phone so that
handy.
anytime I'm at a hotel, I can just pull up that picture, or parking for the airport. Like,
yep, that's
it is
a good
kind
idea.
of a pain in the butt. And then also, do you need to let your car insurance know about the license plate change?
Maybe.
Like, there seems to
it does. It would be a hassle, but this is the stupid games we have to play. And the point I wanted to make with this segment is that it's not just a flock problem, and whatever exceptions and norms we set for flock is going to get applied to this entire privatized spying industry that is, with the helping of ubiquitous LTE data connection, cheap solar panels, cheap camera lenses thanks to smartphones, VC money, and a little bit of an AI story. They're getting a lot of funding and they're getting a lot of traction. And this is a problem that we are barreling into that is just going to get worse. And so I felt like we had to at least one last time talk about it this year. I know the license plate thing isn't a brilliant idea. If you got a better idea that's not going to get you in trouble, boost it and tell us about it. But how about something a little on the more positive side?
Yes.
A little turkey talk. Time to get that bird in prime.
Well, I'm really excited to say that a legend is back, ladies and gentlemen. Alton Brown is back. He's making YouTube videos once a week.
That's crazy. I was sure he was going to die years ago.
Hi, Alton Brown here. Back in 1999,
So, of course, he's...
Wait, this is current?
This came out last week.
Oh, he looks so much healthier.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of weight, and yeah.
Yeah, but now he lost too much weight.
And then you guys gained some of it back, and now he looks just about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course I think he may own the SEO for Thanksgiving turkey recipe. I mean, he's the OG when it comes to cooking a good bird in your oven, and he's back now with weekly videos, and his first one is reloading the OG roast turkey, because he's done lots of different turkeys, but he's only done the roast turkey in that like 90s Good Eats episode. Little backstory for the kids out there. Good Eats was a television show on the Food TV network done by Alton Brown that sort of took a science approach to baking and cooking and whatever else, roasting, barbecuing, etc. And it really made it work for me, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. Still have the Good Eats shows, got his books.
The cookbook, yep.
Yep. But he's made a few modifications to his family classic, and I'm going to leave it to you to watch the entire thing. But I want to hone in on what I feel like is the most important bit. I know this is a little bit last minute, but it's a PSA for all of you out there. He has refined his brine process. And I think this is, if you take anything away from this week's episode, brine your damn bird. Mm-hmm. Please brine your bird. However you cook it, please brine your bird. And Alton's made it really easy. And he's adopted a revolutionary new technique that I never even considered. And that is, he directly puts the frozen bird in the brine. He does not defrost it for 2 or 3 days in the fridge, taking up space.
Right. Because, one of the things was ice cubes, adding ice cubes to it.
You still want to add some so it doesn't go...
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But, like...
Why not just have a frozen bird? It's a big ice cube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's one of his modifications. And it's a lot of salt. That really comes down to it, because the idea, of course, with a brine is the salt is what kind of gets sucked up by the meat. Mm-hmm. And this is why you want to do a long brine, because at first what happens is the meat, kind of like a sponge, it sucks it up and it pulls in that salt. And then over time, it kind of goes back in and out. It kind of flushes in and out. And it kind of creates, as you can imagine, as it's pulling salt in and it's taking moisture out and it's pulling it in and out. And it's dragging that flavor in there. But what it's also doing is it comes in, it's going to eventually trap moisture in that meat. And it gives you a little bit of a mistake buffer while you're cooking. Mm-hmm. So it's kosher salt, a little bit of brown sugar, some rosemary, some thyme, some oregano, a little bit of lemon, garlic cloves, black peppercorns, bay leaves, and then you put a whole turkey in there. And his tip, and I completely co-sign, is don't go bigger than a 14-pound bird. If you got a lot of people you need to feed, do 2 14-pound birds. Don't go like a 22-pound turkey because that's just not gonna cook.
Yeah.
2 14-pound birds. Prepare yourself with a nice brine in like an igloo or some kind of deep, well-insulated container. Thankfully, this time of year, we can often just put it outside.
Mm-hmm.
Some years you can't, some years you can. And you do put a little bit of ice in there, and you submerge that bird in there. You let it go for probably 14 hours. You don't want to go over 24 hours because then it will get too salty. And, oh, man, it's so great.
Wait, so you're brining the turkey for Thursday?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
already?
always do.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
yeah.
mean, like, have you done it yet?
The process, I mean, I don't know. The bird is not frozen, so the process will start a little sooner.
I see.
Closer to cook time.
I see.
But it is funny because I actually ended up with a extra turkey this year. It's not unusual for us to get 2 turkeys.
Too.
What's going on? Was there an oversupply of turkeys?
No, it's from last year.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it for free with my Safeway purchase. Like I spent over $100, so they gave me a turkey. Is that what you got?
So the other day, I think it was like, I don't know, it was late, and we were doing like our last minute evening shopping to get like food and stuff for the next day for lunch and stuff at work. And so the wife and I, Hadia, are out at Whole Foods, I think it was Whole Paycheck, in Anacortes. Like, it's not a
Paycheck.
Yeah, it's not a normal grocery store we go to. But it was a nicer grocery store, and we needed groceries, and we're like, well, maybe they'll have something we can just eat tonight, and it'll be because it's a nicer one, right? So we go in, and we're walking around, and we're meandering, and everything's closed down, of course. The bakery, everything's shut down. There's nothing fresh. And we walk back into the fridge section in the back corner of the grocery store, and they have this huge section of butterball turkeys. Mm-hmm. And they have a sign up on there, big yellow sign that says, free butterball turkey with $150 or more purchase. Mm-hmm. And when we both looked at each other, oh, that's fun, but we're just here to get lunch. We're not going to spend $150.
So you bought Roblox gift cards, $150. No, I'm just kidding.
So, we're shopping, and we're like, well, we could get this, and then we wouldn't have to go out and get this for Thanksgiving. We'll just get it now. And I'm like, let's get a thing of whiskey. It's the holidays. We haven't had a little thing of whiskey.
That's a third of it.
Right. Well, so I didn't even think about after that. I wasn't thinking about the turkey. Yeah. So we're getting rung up, and sure enough, it's like $167. We're like, oh, my God. And so the gal's like, well, and this gal, I loved her. I mean, Ange, she's the perfect example of late-term boomer. She's probably smoked since she was 7 years old. She probably watches Wheel of Fortune and eats a TV dinner every single night. Great gal, super funny, real crass, real wry. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, yeah, you got a free bird. You should go get, she's dropping S-bombs. Like, you should, you should go get you should get a free bird. It's a free bird. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind a pracky turkey,
Yeah.
A pracky turkey would be good.
Right.
So I was the one at the payment terminal, and Hadia's like the next one over in line, so she's kind of able to get out. So she's like, all right, I'll go get it. So she's like supermarket sweep style, running to the other end of the grocery store, because it's literally on the other end, right?
Yeah.
So she gets over there, and she picks out like a big 14-pounder, right? So then she's like running back, carrying it across the grocery store. By this time, there's 2 or 3 people in line, and they're looking at me like,
you hate that, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking at me like, what's going on here, buddy? And I'm like, it's not my fault. Mm-hmm. The cashier suggested we get the turkey. So Hadia comes back. Now she's got to get around the people.
Yeah.
And then we got to get the turkey, this big, heavy, frozen turkey, over the thing at the counter. And then the gal goes to ring it up. And the cashier scans it. It beeps. And our price just goes up. And the turkey isn't free. We're not getting any discount. And she's like, well, that's not right.
Did she have to hit subtotal?
So she subtotals it out. And she's like, okay, well, I'll take the turkey off and add it back again. Well, that doesn't work. So then she does this. She starts working this thing like she's been using it for 30 years, and it was an old system. She's banging buttons everywhere. Bap 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 bap. Prints out a whole receipt.
Probably.
Oh yeah, and grumbling. Prints out the whole receipt, clears the thing in like 3 seconds, rescans the receipt, everything re-imports, and then she re-adds the turkey. She thinks she's got it, and the turkey doesn't come off.
Is it because sales tax? Did you have to buy a candy bar to push it over the 150 pre-sales tax?
She calls the manager over, and the manager's looking at the receipt. He takes a while to waddle over, so these people are really starting to get...
Oh, my gosh.
They're getting a little upset.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. It's late. They just want to go home.
Yeah.
And it's all over a stupid turkey.
Yeah.
So he comes over, and he's looking at it, and he can tell the situation's getting a little dicey. Mm-hmm. He's like, it just doesn't make any sense. All right, come on, folks. And he moves over, like, it's fine. We'll just go. We don't need the turkey. And he's like, no. It's in the ad. And he goes and he leaves, and we're like, no, it's fine. He's like, no, I'll be right back. He goes and he gets the paper, and he comes back with the ad. He's like, right here. You spend this money, you get this turkey. We're going to make sure you get it. Nobody else has had this problem today. You're getting your turkey. Like, okay, all right. So he's running through the math and he realizes, oh, it's the whiskey. Booze doesn't count towards the purchase price, the total.
What?
Yeah. They're like,
how? Is
okay.
it because of all the fees and stupid stuff that Washington puts on alcohol?
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
We're like, he's like, but you're only a few bucks off. And so we start looking around and we're
candy bars.
Yeah, grabbing candy bars and gummy bears and whatnot and gum. And he's like, okay, well, you should be over now, but it's not ringing up as a free turkey. So the guy busts out his iPhone and he's got the full printed receipt itemized and he's sitting there line by line. Boop, 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 boop,
no.
And, yeah. And we're standing around.
Ain't nobody got time for this.
And it's like, don't need this turkey.
Holy crap.
And somehow this is all my fault now. In the way Hadia tells this story, this is all my fault somehow. And of course, the extra spin on it is we didn't have a room in our home fridge for a turkey. Right. So it's at her office in her fridge. So she's just got a turkey taking up space at her work. But so the guy runs the math up on the iPhone and realizes, oh, it's the sales tax.
Yeah.
On the booze.
I knew it. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't count because it's crazy high. So we still had to go get a couple of more items.
That's so stupid.
So I grabbed these horrible, they make them their caramels. I thought, well, these should be delicious. They were not. I tossed them.
Right.
But it got us over the price. So now I got this dumb pracky turkey.
Mm-hmm. You should have saved those caramels for the kids' stockings.
Well, they're horrible. I don't even know.
Sucks to be them.
It's the only way to get them not to eat candy.
Yeah.
But when am I going to cook this? When am I going to cook this turkey? I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's not going to be a prack turkey
before
Thursday. It's day after tomorrow.
It may be a post-show turkey. I don't know.
Huh. A weekend turkey.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to brine that damn thing. You better believe it.
That was Turkey Talk. A little public service word. Brine that bird.
Brine that bird. Yeah.
So you bought the other one. You intentionally bought the other one.
Yeah, the one we're going to have at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is from our place where we get our beef and all of that. It should be really high quality. But, maybe the Butterball's good. I don't know.
Yeah.
We tried a different turkey too. They tried all that. There was going back and exchanging turkeys. Maybe it was a bad turkey.
Safeway did me a solid, or did everybody a solid. When I did that big grocery run, they had a freezer by the checkout counters with turkeys in it. But they had a limit. It couldn't be over 20 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think it ended up being 19.99 pounds
That's a
or
big
something.
bird still.
Yeah,
that's a big bird.
It is. Yeah, it's been taking up the freezer space.
It's really big. It takes a while for them to defrost from that big too. It can take a whole week. All right, you know what time it is, don't you?
Yes.
Now's the time. It's the song of the week. Remember, you can boost the track. They sure like that.
All right, this week our song is by Abel James, who captures what they say is the fat sound of blues and rock music at its peak with big vocals, swampy grooves, and a honkin' horn section. I mean, you can almost smell the beer and the cigarettes. This is from their album Swamp Thing, and this is Voodoo Queen.
Life weighs me down with complication. Heavy troubles I can't carry very far. So I set my worries down and find salvation at that old back door, backstreet smoky bar. When I just need some sanctuary, when that cold, cruel world has knocked me to my knees, then you'll know just where you'll find me. I'll be right here singing songs of sweet release. And I thank God for the blues to heal my soul and set me free. Now sing it with me if your heart's been bruised. Thank God for the blues. So I flip the latch on that dusty, musty case, raise that ragged lid and smell the years. Slide my fingers up those trusty, rusty strings. Let that old guitar cry my tears. for the blues. Heal my soul and set me free. Now sing it with me if your heart's been bruised. Thank God for the blues. And I thank God for the blues. Heal my soul and set me free. Now sing it with me if your heart's been bruised. Thank God for the blues. Thank God for the blues. Thank you, Lord. Set me free. Oh, thank God for the Thank you, Lord. Set me free. Set me free. Thank God for the blues.
Well, I'm just going to make a quick call to my launch. I haven't checked in since yesterday. 774-462-5667. That's it. All right. 774-462-5667. Call now.
I like you. You're a hot ticket.
Well, we do have a few voicemails to get to this week, and Mark from Northern Michigan kicks it off as our first caller.
Hey guys, Mark from Northern Michigan. Calling in with another question. Last week it was a question for you, Chris. This week it's a question for Andrews. And the question I'm going to ask is one that I ask all prospective engineers in our interviews. And it's a way to just kind of figure out who they are outside of the normal engineering things. So if you were to open up your browser on your home computer right now, what tabs would you automatically be browsing? It's a great way to break the ice and kind of get to know them outside of numbers and concepts. So that's the question for you. And then, Chris, get you a suggestion for a book this morning. I kind of found over time talking with different book people and bookstores in the airports as I've traveled is to go outside of the norm of what an author typically writes and find something that's outside his or her normal genre.
Sure.
And I've had great success with that. So I don't recall the name of the author, but you can find the book quickly. But the book is called The Jester. The author typically writes crime novels, but this is a medieval novel, really big book. It'll take you quite a while to finish it, but about a guy who gets sent back in time. And I think you might enjoy it. I got a big kick out of it, and it drew my attention for quite a while.
Thank you, Mark.
Talk to you all later.
All right, I wrote it down.
Gosh, what's interesting is I don't like time travel in books. I don't like going back, and forth in time.
Yeah.
But I wonder if I could handle a time travel book.
Yeah.
Right? Like one intentionally about time travel.
All right, so if you opened up your browser right now.
Yeah. I was getting nervous. I'm like, holy crap. Like, you could have let me know in advance.
I didn't know.
I
didn't preview it.
Oh, yeah, bullshit.
I didn't.
Okay.
I preview part of it just to know who it is, and then I
see.
save it for the show, so I'm fresh.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, I didn't know that. All right. So the first tab is Facebook. Lame. It kind of puts my age. Okay, so Facebook and then my Gmail.
Okay, that's good.
And then calendar.
Sure.
I used to have Instagram on there, but I don't anymore. I got signed out at one point. I don't know how to get back in. So I used to have my social medias,
Sure.
that and Twitter and Plurk and
Of course, JupiterBroadcasting.com.
Well, okay, so here's what I was going to say is I utilize the bookmarks toolbar and folders.
Oh, yeah.
And I
the way to go.
click. If I need to post on all the social medias.
Boom, open them all up.
Yeah. Scroll click. Do you want to open 20 tabs? Yes,
Yes,
I do.
Mhm,
Actually,
please.
I do use Hootsuite, for that, but you get the point of it. So, yeah, that's basically it. Everything else is random or to-dos, or like right now I have Costco.com open because I'm going to Instacart because I am not stepping foot in Costco.
Not this time of year.
2 days before Thanksgiving, but I need stuff, and they don't have strawberries.
Although if you had camera glasses, it'd be quite the thing to go record. I want to mention I started re-listening to the Bobverse from book 1 last week after the episode.
Yeah.
I started playing it again. I'm like, why not? Let's go. I've been
This is
enjoying
Bob.
it. Yep. And I listen for like 20 minutes a night with Bobverse because I've already heard it once, so it's great for that. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Now, we have a caller from Thursday past. I don't think he gave us his name, but he's a time traveler, obviously.
Hey, Launch. It's Thursday, and I'm finally finishing this week's episode. 2 quick things on conferences, like you're talking about Linux Fest. I have been in the habit since early days in my career of writing a trip report because it was required. I found that writing those and sharing them after any event makes management a lot easier to convince to let you go to the next one because everybody else gets a little bit out of it. And then the other is Google Voice. I'm calling you from Google Voice now.
All right.
I've had Google Voice also since Grand Central days and use it for everything because my employer gives me a phone for work.
Nice, yeah.
And I just have Google Voice on it, so I have 2 numbers and no bill. That's been great for the last 9 years, roughly.
Genius.
And the reason Google keeps it around is now I have Google Fiber for the last few years. Yeah, I know. We're lucky in Raleigh. And it is how you get a landline number from Google. They give you a little TA and it logs into Google Voice. So thankfully, that means Google Voice should be with us a good long time. And I forgot to say at the beginning, this is Kevin in Raleigh.
Thanks, Kevin.
Have a great week.
Thank you. You know, his point about the trip report is not only a good idea for an employer, but as somebody who goes to these things, I can tell you, you don't think it's going to happen because you have so much fun. It's such a vibrant experience. And then you get 3 months away from it. It really fades for you.
Yeah, it does.
Having a trip report
Yep.
probably would help with that.
Trip Stitch. So speaking of Linux Fest, I don't think I've mentioned this, but Seddermeyer Hall is going to be open again.
I was wondering. Good.
The original exhibition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. Like it sounded like something.
Like exhibitionist?
Right. Okay. Yes. Exhibition Hall. I did not say exhibition.
You know what? Because I also sometimes I just say Expo Hall.
Expo Hall, yes.
Yeah.
So the original Expo Hall, the big open one with all the booths, like it's going to be so good.
Yes.
And if you're listening and your company might want to sponsor, the sponsorship prospectus is being finalized this week, and we'll have that available. There's like lanyard sponsorship. There's swag bag sponsorship.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Are we doing the brandy one again?
You know, it's on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like,
okay, just curious.
I'm trying to remember.
But I'm very excited about
We do have, I think, 4 parties.
Yeah. There's a lot of partying going on.
Yeah.
Plus, then sometimes we have a little party at Jupe's, too.
Yeah,
so.
there's the game night. There's the Friday after party. There's the Saturday after party. Actually, I think the Saturday is a double. So, yeah, TBA. To be announced.
We will have a good time, and I'm very excited the Expo Hall's back.
I know.
That's great news. I meant to ask you last week, and I forgot.
Yeah. One thing that we were hoping for was the cafeteria to actually, the culinary students to be able to do food, but that's not looking like a thing. So, but stay tuned.
That's a treat because that was a special aspect of the Linux Fest Northwest recipe was the barbecued salmon and stuff.
Yeah. Well, and the cafeteria is where we've been doing the Expo Hall for the last couple of years. So, yeah, everybody's familiar with it already.
Yeah. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
This comes from Captain T-Rex.
Hey, it's, I guess, listener Vincent, also Captain T-Rex, and that's hard to say out loud. In the Matrix chat room, you guys, the song choices you have, I started listening to the lyrics, and it sounds like a silent cry for help. Do you guys need help? Thanks.
Are they quiet? Well, maybe. Maybe they're a quiet cry for help. That could be. Maybe some songs are. Thank you for carrying, T-Rex. We appreciate you. Hybrid Sarcasm calls in.
Hey, it's Hybrid Sarcasm calling in from Florida. Hey, wanted to mention, talking about privacy with the flock cameras and whatnot, I thought you might be interested in what Facebook is doing. I know, surprise, surprise. My wife has a Facebook account, and sometimes I use it to go on Marketplace. And I thought, you know what? Let me make my own account. That way it'll be easier, and I don't have to be getting on her iPad and whatnot. And I'll only use it, for Marketplace. I'm not going to post whatever. I can tolerate that. So I go to sign up and do the email and all that. And finally, I go to log on for the first time, and they want me to take a video selfie of myself.
Yep.
And, hold the camera up and rotate my head and, do the thing. For iPhone users, it's similar to what you would do to set up Face ID. And I'm like, what? I'm not usually shocked by the things I hear about and, privacy and, what companies are doing. But this shocked me. It's like, why do they need a video? And what are they going to do with it? Why would they even need it? I didn't trust anything, so I haven't done it. And I read a few things online that you can get around it and whatnot, and I haven't bothered with it. But some of us older folks probably either have Facebook accounts and haven't had to deal with this, or some of the newer folks don't deal with Facebook, so they haven't experienced this. So I wasn't sure how many folks in our audience would know about this, but yeah, Facebook wants to do video selfies for new accounts, and that seems pretty weird. So what do you guys think?
It's gross.
Yeah. So I had to do that for the IRS a couple years ago. Yep. I needed to pay a large, I had received some money and I had to pay a large tax ahead, so that I don't get penalized.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do that. And it's like, just shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to pay you on time, the way you want. But then also my work right now is trying to implement MFA. And I'm fine with that. I have the Okta app on my phone. I have done everything in it except set up face recognition.
They want to do face scanning for that?
Yeah. That is what is stopping my
You don't
MFA
need to
on my
do that.
I know. I personally have no interest in doing any kind of facial, I have it disabled on my.
They make you do it at the TSA now too for getting on the plane.
Look,
you can refuse, but then they give you the side eye. That's not good. And it's not just Facebook. There's several services. I think Roblox is doing it. Other services are rolling this out.
Yeah. So Dylan came to me the other day and was like, I need my passport. And I was like, why?
Yep.
Because he got banned on TikTok and has to prove who he is.
Yeah, you might post a spicy meme.
Yeah.
You might, and they want to be able to track it back to you. If they do. We got a live caller, Andrews. Let's see if I can bring him in. You never know how this is going to work. It's always, we got a name there. You see the name?
It looks like Mark.
Hello, Mark. Are you on the line there with us?
Oh, gosh. You got to go tell everyone my first name, don't you?
Oh no.
Let's see. We can cut that.
We can edit that
I can't
out.
actually see it from the screen.
I'm just playing. I don't care. I just want to call and say Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, thank you. Are you doing anything for Thanksgiving?
Going to visit some family and have some family here as well. So, bunch of family.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that'll be fun. Traveling around in California on Thanksgiving is going to be great. It's going to be great. Will you do me a favor? Will you make sure they brine their bird?
We'll find out. The chef is educated in chefery, so.
Okay, well then they're going to brine their bird. They'll brine their bird then.
That's right.
All right. Well, you have yourself a good Thanksgiving, for goodness sake. All right.
Hey, maybe save that extra turkey for Linux Fest Northwest. We'll have some Thanksgiving turkey at Linux Fest.
Well, it's already defrosting, but that isn't a bad
Put it in
idea.
the freezer.
Well, bring mine.
Yeah, there you go. That's a big one. All right. Thank you, quote unquote, Mark.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right, one last voicemail before we get out of here. This one comes from our buddy Magnolia Mayhem.
Hey, it's Magnolia. I'm sitting out here outside of work after I just got off, and I figured I'd call the show. I wasn't even supposed to be at work today. But apparently somebody doesn't respect the sanctity of a day off.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, I was thinking earlier about the way that like free software, but especially Linux, has been viewed differently over the years. Because I can remember, like, there's a time I had somebody think I was like hacking the hotel I was at because dropped to a command line while I was sitting in the lobby of this hotel. And over the years, this perception has kind of changed a lot. And I'm really interested in what other people's ideas of how that perception has changed, what those ideas are, because I was just thinking about, like, we live in a world now where people know what Linux is. You can just say it. You can just say, hey, this is the thing that I use or whatever, and people know what you're talking about. And I have never lived in that world. I think it's crazy, but does everybody think that means we're winning? I'm really interested in opinions on that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. About if it means we're winning. It's interesting because I think the same fate is probably true for Bitcoin as well, is when it's new, it's like this movement, it's this ideology, it's your Richard Stallman types, it's this we're going to change the world. And then when you actually get widespread adoption, it becomes sort of just the plumbing, and we don't really think about it. And it is interesting. I do agree that there was, for a very long time in my life, I would say the word Linux, and people would have no idea. So when they'd ask me what I do, I couldn't even say I make Linux podcasts or something like that. I couldn't even say that because they might not know what a podcast is, and they didn't know what Linux was. And now you could just say, oh yeah, I do podcasts. We talk about technology and Linux and open source. There's no problem.
Yep.
So it's much easier. It's an interesting observation. Thanks for sharing it with us, Mr. Mayhem. And thank you, everybody, for calling in. We would love it if you call in and leave us a voicemail.
Call the launch. We're standing by. 774-462-5667. That's the line.
Yeah, call the launch. Come on now. Come on, call the launch, and we'd love to hear from you. We do have a few boosts to get to. And our baller booster this week is Mr. Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
With 33,333 sats.
Hey, Rich Lobster.
Birthday boost for Andrews.
Woohoo!
Have you ever been tempted to combo your birthday with Thanksgiving? Oh, boy.
Okay, well, there's two things that come to mind. One, my grandma, she passed away like 8 or 9 years ago now. And she was like the matron. Is that the right word? She was
the
like
maitre d' or whatever. The
like she got our whole family together.
Not the maitre d'. That's
like,
not right.
No, it's
Monarch,
not matron.
No.
Oh yeah. I think it is monarch.
The queen.
Yeah, the queen.
The chief organizer.
Yes. Judge and jury. Matriarch.
The matriarch. That's the
okay,
word.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Magnolia. So anyway, we would get together for every holiday. And Thanksgiving, obviously. And then because there were like 35 of us family members, there was birthdays at every single holiday that we got together with. And sometimes when there wasn't a holiday, we'd get together for those birthdays.
But it wasn't always great to combo them. There's pros and cons to comboing the birthday and Thanksgiving.
For sure. Like, for example, I wasn't able to go to Thanksgiving one year.
Right.
No, it was Christmas. Well, actually, both at some point.
That can combo happen to yeah. And then you don't get to go to your own birthday.
2010. Couldn't go to Christmas because my kids were sick, and I think my great grandma was still alive and like 99. But they got me. Oh, I wasn't able to go to Thanksgiving that year either. So yeah, my birthday gifts were there. The lamps that I wanted for the birth of Abby,
and they wouldn't give them to you.
No. And so I got them on January 4th. Abby was born January 5th. I literally brought her to the Albertsons Now Safeway on 4th and told her I was in this aisle buying light bulbs in labor. Like, I was in labor with you, standing there, having contractions.
These lamps were important.
They were very important for the ambiance, you know,
the vibe.
For the home birth. So anyway, yes, every year. And it never, obviously, so my birthday's the 21st. Thanksgiving is the 4th Thursday of November. Sometimes my birthday ended up like a day or two before Thanksgiving, and sometimes it was like 8 or 9 days later. So I either had to wait or it was just shortly after. Definitely comboed them. Now, though, not really, but I will be the matriarch. So
I wonder how Abby feels, because I often combo, well, not me, but my dad combos her birthday and Christmas a lot.
Right. Yeah, I have not comboed her birthday and Christmas ever.
No. But that happens. I bet you there must be folks out there that have the same thing. Boost in and give us your story. Next boost, thank you, Turd. Next boost comes from Woodland Geeks, and it's 4,200 sats.
Oh.
This boost is for Angela.
Read this whole thing.
Happy birthday to Angela. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I'm going to get kicked off YouTube. Happy birthday to you. And no, you don't live in a zoo. And Woodland Geeks is Mark from Northern Michigan. Okay. Hello, Mark.
Not Mark from California.
We do. It's funny because our zoo here is named Woodland Park Zoo.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
Yeah, and you didn't read the lol. I was curious if you'd say lol or LOL. I really wanted to know.
Oh, where's the lol in there?
After zoo.
Right. And you don't live in a zoo. Lol.
Okay. Lol.
I love the ironic lol. I think it's good.
Yeah, you skipped right over it. Unimportant.
Yeah. Well, I incorporated it into the tone is what okay, all right. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Mark. And have a great Turkey Day.
Mm-hmm.
Adversary 17 is back with 16,384 sats. Yeah, that ain't bad at all. There might also be a lack of staffing angle in all this flock stuff. Oh, yeah, that's definitely part of it is police budgets.
Mm-hmm.
Although the money they're spending on these cameras, they could probably hire a couple of people. Police officers are in high demand, at least here in the Midwest. Many people don't want to be police officers anymore because the media blasts them for anything they do. Now, this might just be in my area, but the small rural towns have been becoming increasingly bigger targets for crime by city gangs because they can get away with it and then disappear while being outside the jurisdiction of the rural town. Yeah, I think the staffing is probably what opened the door to this, is what my thinking is, adversaries. Now, it doesn't take away from the massive privacy compromise that we're making, right, obviously. And I'm not necessarily opposed to some tooling like this when implemented in the right way with the right public disclosures and processes and protections in place. I think one of the things I don't like is this sort of shared database aspect of Flock where you can be in Florida and pull up traffic cameras here in the town of Arlington, in Washington. It just doesn't make any sense to me on privacy. Some of that's getting locked down, but that to me can't be excused away.
Do you know where this started? This started with red light cameras.
Yeah, it really does. That is the slippery slope.
I have gone through a couple intersections totally while it's green lately, and
Absolutely.
But I have thought, oh gosh, is that one of those intersections? Like I can't keep track of which ones they are.
I know.
Hate it.
Yeah, but I think he does bring up a good point. It's just, I think it's sort of the problem that created the solution. All right, Southern Fried Sassafras back with a road dicks. 222 sats. 2,220 sats. Another time travel boost from the Apple event episode. Ange made a comment about being hesitant to get her Apple Watch wet.
Yes.
Well, don't be. I take mine lap swimming all the time and have for years with the same watch. It's really interesting to go back and look at how Pulse tracks with the sets. No call from me this week. However, I did hear from your propane guy, and I need to have a word with him since I'm burning PTO. And some background noise level with the kids exceeds the OSH approved levels.
OSHA.
Yeah. Have a safe work environment.
I mean,
I've actually swam with my...
He turns on the thing, right, that closes the vents?
Well, it doesn't close the vents. What it does is it generates a percussive tone after you turn it off to blow the water out.
Right, but he's activating that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I would think so.
I
would hope so.
I think if you put it in a swim workout mode, I think it turns that on by default. I've done it too.
Yeah.
I swam with my watch. So I have no problem in a swimming pool or like in a river with the watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take it in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder about hot tubs.
Oh.
Because I've often been sitting in like a pretty warm hot tub and realized, am I cooking this watch?
Yeah. Okay, well, so here's the other thing. I have a not Velcro, but I have a fabric.
Yeah, I do too,
band.
actually now.
I will get a rash if it stays wet on me.
Yeah.
It's super uncomfortable.
This band would not work for swimming.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That is a thing. You got to have the right band for that. They do have them, but I don't know if you could use them.
Also, an update from a couple of previous shows. I was able to turn off that stupid full to charge setting. Like it has to be done on the watch, and I was able to turn it off because the other day, when I charge it in the morning, I have to sit there and say charge. I have to go back and forth and bring up. At first, it'll say it's charging, and then I have to bring it up again, and then it'll say full to charge. I have to press the button. It's stupid, but it wouldn't give me the prompt the other day, and it was at like 78%. And and I couldn't figure out why. And I thought, oh gosh, I just did the update and it stopped charging after the update. And what am I going to do? This is going to die today. You know? And so I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the like the little graph of the charging, and it said last optimized charge was this morning. Or that morning.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay, I'm turning that off. Like
it's
found
trying to eke out the battery life, because it's not good for the battery to go to 100% often.
Sure.
But then, like, if it's not lasting all day.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's artificially making me work with a lower battery already.
Right.
Like, if it's not going to get above 88%, then
that is,
how about I just charge it to 100%, feel good about it, and it just doesn't,
and
it's stupid.
It's like it doesn't, if the watch.
I hate it.
They're trying to preserve the battery life that doesn't last long enough for you.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, it's them trying to do the right thing. Yeah. Don't know about it, though. Thank you for the boost, Southern Fried. Musical Coder's here with 4,242 sats.
Put some macaroni and cheese on there, too.
And he says, happy B-Day, Andrews.
Woohoo! Thank you.
How about that? Love the birthday boosts.
Yeah.
Jasko's here with 5,000 sats.
I am programmed in multiple techniques.
Well, I loved your PSA on the fear marketing of Anthropic. One thing that has always puzzled me is why they're begging for regulation, maybe to make their red tape in the way of new competition. Yeah. And happy belated birthday to Andrews.
Awesome.
So it's called a regulatory moat because the companies that can afford to comply with the regulations are the big companies, the ones that are here, the incumbents, and the small little companies, they just get crushed by the cost of trying to comply with what the regulation would be. So this is the Mark Zuckerberg approach with Facebook and Meta after the election. It was throw yourself to the regulators and let the regulators design something that basically enshrines your monopoly. You know, it's a weird, like, because the way that the tech industry started is they were very anti-DC. Silicon Valley and DC literally could not be further apart in the country, and they saw things very differently. And then in the last decade or so, Silicon Valley has realized there's no avoiding the federal government anymore. They're big, they're here, and this is the way to kind of navigate that, and this is the strategy they've deployed. It's quite crazy. Thank you, Jasko, for that boost. Thank you, everybody who boosted in 8 of you stream sats. Still trying to get that number up a little bit. Collectively stacking 14,974 sats. When you combine it with our boosters who sent us a message, we got a collective 80,355 sats.
Fun will now commence.
Oh! Now, of course, you can boost with Fountain FM. They make it easy, and they've got some updates around the corner. They're going to make it even easier. There's a whole plethora of apps, though, over at newpodcastapps.com. And then, of course, there's the Albie Hubway, where you can self-host it all yourself. Thank you, everybody who boosts in, and thank you to our members who support this show. No advertisers, just our audience.
Chris found a gem, an easy flip. Let's cash it in. It's barely standing, kinda scary, but potential's extraordinary. Just trust me, it's a winner. Just trust me, it's a winner.
This one's a local Washington deal, right in old fancy Edmonds, and it's very much on the water. It's $95,000 for intertidal land right next to the train tracks. But they've been having a hard time selling it. The price was just recently dropped because it does go underwater half the day when the tide comes in.
Really?
They're actually selling a chunk of land.
Shore, beachfront.
Yeah, like a tiny slice of the beachfront on the other side of the train tracks.
That's weird.
That goes underwater.
And what a weird, it's trapezoidal.
Yeah, it's a weird shape.
So
what do you even use it for?
Well, and how do you even indicate property lines?
I don't know. 4.8 acres.
Who owns the land next to it?
Here's the description. It's a unique opportunity to own nearly 5 acres of vacant tidal land in Edmonds, located near the railroad tracks. This expansive parcel, I thought they said expensive. This expansive parcel offers water access. Yeah, it sure does. And is only surrounded by the natural beauty of the Puget Sound. That's also very true. It's zoned for family single residential.
No. How?
It represents, here you go, Ange, a long-term potential for conservation, recreation, and maybe a creative use that you could just come up with something.
I mean,
you have to do your own due diligence.
Houseboat, maybe?
Yeah, a place to moor a boat. I don't know. But
Weird.
I bet you can't put a boat launch there.
That's weird.
Isn't that funny? But $95K. I don't know any Seattle waterfront property that's that cheap. So there's that.
Okay.
All right. So you know me, I love a house with a theme. I think it's basically turnkey ready to turn around and make it a rental or a popular Airbnb. You need that theme. And this one is set on 80 acres of land where they've built in improvised hiking trails that have been recently refurbed on. It's 20 minutes from Big Bend National Park, so you're going to have a lot of tourists in your area.
Okay.
It is clocking in at a hefty $2.1 million.
Oh, I'm going to click on it.
Sleeps up to 11 with 4 bedrooms, and it has a cozy hideaway.
What is that?
It's a really weird, narrow building on what looks like a Star Trek alien world. Doesn't it?
Or the moon.
Yeah,
surface.
the moon if it had a couple of bushes on it, a couple of little shrubs. So it's a very narrow, tall building with giant water silos in the back. It's got a classic, like, prehistoric landscape around it. And then the gimmick.
Oh my. That's so funny. I was scrolling perfectly with your speech.
So the living room has
an airplane.
Like the first half of a jumbo jet fuselage in it, and they've made that a bedroom and a living room. With
my gosh, that
theater
is
seating.
so funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the theater seating is flight.
Yep, the
chairs.
flight chairs. Yep, and they've converted the cockpit into a bit of a working area.
This is weird.
So you're in like a flight hangar. The interior of the house looks like a flight hangar with the corrugated metal walls. They do have a washer and dryer and a little kitchen area in the hangar.
Yeah, it looks like a quadruple wide container house.
Yes.
Is what it looks like on the outside, and also multiple stories.
Yeah, a couple stories
Tall.
high, and of course it's fitting half of a 747 in or whatever that thing is.
That is so weird,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a cool delineation from rooms.
Right. And they've done so they've stripped the inside of the airplane down to its metal siding to kind of lean into this aesthetic. So it's not like an interior cabin of an airplane, but stripped down to the metal. And then they've put LED lighting in there to kind of accent the design architecture.
Well, that's not true because look, all the controls are still there.
Yeah, in the cockpit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, in the cockpit.
But in the living room and the bedroom, they've
Yeah,
kind of stripped
no.
it down. Yeah, the cockpit's
That's
almost
so crazy.
almost original.
This is so weird.
I know. This is the weirdest house, I think, one of the weirdest houses I've ever seen. Imagine, so they've got like a kitchen table and you're sitting under the cone of the nose of the jet. That's where the kitchen table's at. $2.1 million, but I'm telling you, it's turnkey ready.
This
20
is the
minutes
best
from Big
picture.
Ben. Yeah, they have cool lighting in there.
Yeah,
and
the nighttime and you see an airplane through the windows.
Yeah, because they have big front windows on this crazy, strange design of a house.
Wow. No.
Yeah, it's still too much.
Yeah.
It's $2.1 million.
In the middle of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
where's the nearest grocery store?
Well, probably near Big Bend. I don't know.
It sleeps
good
up to
question.
11 people?
Yeah. I mean, it would be
Yeah.
a killer Airbnb. And then you'd have a story to tell. Hey, you wouldn't believe this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't believe this
It is
crazy.
a gimmick house,
Yeah.
for sure.
Links in the notes. Of course, check those out. Check out the notes at weeklylaunch.rocks. You can check out that and the other things and all the links about the cascade of coverage on the flock cameras. And then, of course, we want to hear about your holiday prep routines, any turkey success or fail stories that you have over the next week. Call in or send us a boost with those.
Or Black Friday.
Oh, you get a good deal? You mean like if they get a good deal?
Or
Ooh.
whatever. Like whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe you stayed home for that. Maybe you risked going to a store. Maybe you forgot it was Black Friday and got stuck in the stupidest line.
Speaking of Black Friday, oh God, that would suck. We still have, I think, the promo code SOS. You can use if you go to Jupiter.party. The discount is so good, I don't want to say what it is on air. I don't even want to admit on air how good the discount is. But if you want to become
So go find out.
Yeah, Jupiter.party, promo code SOS.
Now, keep in mind, you get the pre and post show.
Yeah. You get the bootleg version of this show. Of course, you also then get access to the special features for Linux Unplugged as well. So it's a great way to support both shows, the network, and future shows, and even eventually one day this week in Bitcoin, I would imagine. We'll see. But for right now, you really want to get in there just to get the bootleg version of this show and Linux Unplugged, because there's a lot more show. There's a lot more. All right, that's it for us. We're going to go stuff our faces. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we want to see you live next Tuesday when we get back. Of course, you can catch it in your podcast app of choice Wednesday morning, and enjoy it as you please. From the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, thank you for listening, and we'll see you right back here on The Launch next week.